Hi, and welcome to SAFe in the Real World, where we discuss the practical tips, insights, and guidance on how to implement SAFe in your unique environment. Today, we're going to be talking about the delivery team and its role in a SAFe Agile program. So the delivery team, it's actually referred to as the development team in this SAFe map. So if you look at the SAFe map, you will find this at the team tier, the bottom tier. You will see a dev acronym over there. And however, I refer to it as the delivery team. And there's a reason for that. I find that using the word development is looking at things in a very myopic sort of way. So let me explain what I mean by that. So now, especially when we're working at scale, it's quite possible that the teams that we have that are working on are not necessarily a development team. They could be they could be working on some business process, they could be working on some hardware, and development team is a little bit of a loaded word. That's why I prefer to refer to them as the delivery team. But if you're doing the SAFe exam, please do note that distinction. Okay, so the team, what are they responsible for? They're really responsible for executing on the product owner's vision. So the product owner will, with collaboration with the customer and the market, and yes, with the team as well, will come up with their goals. In SAFe, they will have input from the product manager, and they will be coming up with their team PI goals, program increment goals, and also the team sprint goals. So the Agile team will be responsible for delivering those goals, both at the sprint level and also at the program increment level as well. Okay, so let's just have a look at the first question I have to ask you is, who should we have on this team? Okay, so the answer to that is a very simple one. It's whoever you need to get the job done. Now, usually that's going to be a mix of skills. So let's just have a quick look at some of the characteristics of a team. So the first thing is that the team size is relatively small. This is one of the principles in Agile. We try to keep the teams of a smaller size so that we can enhance the communication amongst the teams. And I personally have witnessed as the team sizes tend to grow, the communication dysfunction starts to become more acute there. So what we're looking at is roughly about 5 to 9 teams. If you look at the latest Scrum guide, the 2017 guide, they have a size of actually 3 to 9 plus the Scrum Master and the product owner. But this is typically, it's sometimes referred to as 7 plus minus 2 or 5 to 9. And this size is not including the Scrum Master and the product owner. And now, the other thing to note about this kind of the delivery team is that they should be cross-functional, as I said. So, as I said in the beginning, it's a mix of skills of whoever or whatever skills we need to get the job done. So this could be different domains. It could be testing, design, business change, process, content architecture, hardware engineers. It could be data engineers, or whatever you actually need to get the job done. And when we talk about a cross-functional team, that's what we are actually talking about. And that's where the magic actually happens, where you've got that depth of skill that is there within the team. Okay, so there are a couple of things that are characteristics of great teams that I would like to just share with you to get your insights from. And as always, please do leave your comments behind. So one of the things that I think makes a great team is they need to be responsible. I mean, have you ever met somebody who they can't make a decision, or they make a decision and they just don't abide by it, they're just not responsible? Now, we all have met some people like that, and if we're honest, we've also been guilty of that ourselves in the past at certain times. But the best teams in the world have that deep sense of purpose and responsibility. They have that mission, and these are the teams that ignite the world. They're the Amazons, the Googles, the Facebooks. Some of these started with very small teams, actually, right? But they had that mission, and they felt this responsibility, this duty to fulfill that mission. So that's one of the things that I think makes a great team. It is responsible. Now, the other thing is that, and this is something that Agile really almost enhances and in some ways arguably actually amplifies, is what it does is it helps to support the innovation through this continuous learning cycle. Now, innovation is really taking existing knowledge and information and finding connections and synergies that have not been identified before, so they can create something that just wasn't there before. Nobody had maybe had thought about it. So sometimes it can be merging technology, like putting the digital camera into the phone. So you've got one technology, you've got another technology, and you've kind of got a mesh of those together. Sometimes it could be like repurposing technology, like it's using the internet to stream video, disrupting the video rental industry, right? Or sometimes it could be incremental improvements, like adding features to an existing product or service or solution. It may not be necessarily curve jumping or paradigm shifting, but nevertheless, that is innovation. One of the things that I often say to some of my colleagues is that innovation depends upon where you are on the innovation curve. It doesn't always mean you have to be doing something that is off the curve, if you like. If you've got a very basic level of maturity in a specific area, then for you innovation may be taking it up to the next level. It doesn't always necessarily need to be something that is completely revolutionary. Okay, now the next thing is, but this focus on, before I move on, this focus on innovation is really important, and we've got those ceremonies and those the ceremonies, and we've also got all of those good practices to help to support and enhance the innovative cycle. Okay, so next is camaraderie. Now the best teams have you ever worked for teams like that where the team just gels? They love coming to work, they have a laugh, they're growing, they're learning, and they're doing it with a sense of connection with one another, and they've almost got this camaraderie going on. It's almost like similar to what you might find in the military, where you've got this deep respect for one another and this understanding that we're on this learning journey together. And sure, we may be in different stages of that journey, but we're all on that learning path, and we're all supportive of one another in that endeavor. And finally is honesty, and this is also comes up in the Scrum values as well, about openness and courage, and being honest is quite challenging. Sometimes being honest with ourselves, can we really achieve what we're asking, what we think we are committing to, right? So it's about being open and honest with each other, with ourselves, with being transparent as possible, because then without that, the camaraderie thing starts to fall away. We can't really have that level of innovation that we want to have, and then again, that being responsible becomes quite challenging as well. So that's the development team, some of the characteristics of the development team. Now, one of the things that I would like to say is that there is a difference between the development team at a Scrum development team and a SAFe development team. Now, the Scrum development team may not be involved so much in program level ceremonies, but a SAFe development team will have a greater involvement in some of these program level ceremonies. So some of them, for example, there may be greater involvement in the system demo. The system demo is an event where the teams actually take their deliverables and they integrate and they demonstrate across the different team silos, if you like, a end-to-end value journey that's meaningful to the business and to the user. They'll also participate hopefully in the inspect and adapt session as well, which is the Scrum, the SAFe version of a Scrum retrospective, and that happens at the program tier as well. And similarly in the program increment planning, which is that planning event that happens during the PI, the program increment, at the beginning of the program increment or at the end of the program increment, depending upon your philosophy or your view. there would be a good level of participation over there as well. Okay, so that's a difference between the delivery team in a Scrum environment and delivery team in a SAFe environment. Okay, thank you very much. That's all for now. I hope you find that useful. Please do subscribe to this channel, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thank you.